Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and it is my final video of 2019 and the decade. So to honor that, I have a bucket next to me full of sticky notes of my favorite albums of this decade, and they're in no particular order. I wrote down too many to even write down. And there's like a couple artists in here, so it's like my favorite albums I didn't like much but are turning out to be my favorite, and my favorite artists throughout the entire decade. So without further ado, let's begin. So, the first album that I liked this decade, and is actually one of my favorites, is Yours Truly. I didn't know, because it's Ariana's debut, and I didn't know of Ariana making music until My Everything era. So, a couple years ago, I found out that album existed, so I listened to it and I fell in love with it. And Camila Cabello's debut solo album. I really liked Camila. I didn't fully listen to it until recently, and I fell in love with the album. "1989. Now, when I was making this list, I wasn't planning on adding any of Taylor's albums of this decade, from Fearless to Reputation, because of what record label it's under. But so this basically is based off of the year they came out and when I liked it. So that's by 1989, and everything and any other album is on the list. So my another favorite album is Shawn Mendes, The Album. It's the most recent one. It was really good, and it was very personal. Or I think it was personal, at least, because In My Blood was a personal song. Smile Time, favorite album by him. And he only has 3. So another album is A Pentatonix Christmas. Now, Pentatonix is the best acapella band out there, and if you don't like them, you need to listen to some good music then. Their Christmas albums are really good. Reputation. Now, I wasn't a big fan of Reputation because of it being a dark era, but after a while it just grew on me, and it's still growing on me to this day. Even after 2 years of it being released, it's still growing on me. My Everything. This album. My Everything is when I met Ari as a singer. Like, I met her as the singer she is now through My Everything. So I, of course, had to include that on this best of albums list. Romance. Camila's latest album. Now, I really love it. Now, it just came out recently, but it still came out this decade, so I had to include it. Dangerous Woman. Now, this album, it's grown on me. When it first came out, I wasn't allowed to listen to sexual songs at all because my parents were very strict. So I honestly hated this album because of that. And it's grown on me, and I'm starting to like it more. Illuminate, or however you say Shawn Mendes' second album. Illuminate, I don't know. Shawn Mendes' albums are really good and well organized and stuff. It came out a year after his debut album, so what can I say? It's good. Speak Now. Speak Now has my favorite song on it of all time by Taylor, which is Mine. So I had to include that. And it did come out in like 2010. So the Pentatonix album, which came out in 2015, and it's the only album so far that they have that's just original music. That's Christmas to Me. It's another Pentatonix Christmas album. Their Christmas songs are really good. Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. Teenage Dream came out at the beginning of this decade, still one of my all-time favorites. Fearless. Fearless isn't really one of my favorites. I'm not into that country, and it has a lot of country music in it, so I'm not that big of a fan of Fearless, but I still like it. Oh, Shawn Mendes, the artist. Now remember, I also said that there are some artists in here too. Shawn Mendes is my all-time favorite male artist, so that's why he's on here, and he's the only male artist in this list. Taylor Swift, the artist. She's my second favorite female singer ever. Lover. Taylor's recent album. Really amazing. If you haven't listened to it, go check him out. Or go check it out. Thank You Next. Ariana's most personal album to date. Fell in love with it when it first came out, and still in love with it to this day. And it's my all-time favorite album of hers yet. Prism. This is when I met Katy Perry. And it's this thing. This was a year before My Everything came out. And I was really into Katy Perry when Prism came out. Red. This is the album that I met Taylor on back in 2012. Now, I always thought music was all about breakups, because this album is about a breakup. Sweetener. Controversy. And yes, I had to put on a yellow sticky note. Sweetener. There's not much to say about this. It wasn't rushed, because it definitely wasn't rushed. But I don't know what to say about it. But there's just certain songs on there are good, and certain songs on there should have just stayed off of there. Like Blazed and Successful. Successful is really good and all. But the breathing at the end of it, it's just really weird. That should have stayed that part if you wanted to keep Successful in the album, but get rid of that breathing part. Now, my favorite all time is Breathing, the song, because it deals with anxiety, and I have major anxiety. And I listen to that song every time I get breathing. So Sweetener is at the bottom of my list for Ariana. It's not growing on me. It's not doing anything. It's just staying at the bottom. It's just the production wasn't very well done. Blazed isn't a very well produced song. Pharrell Williams is better off being just a singer, not a producer. Sweetener is a big flop because of him being a producer. PTX Volume 3. Now this is a EP that has 3 original songs on it out of 7. So there's 4 covers and 3 originals. And then this is when Avi was still in the group, along with a Pentatonix Christmas, and That's Christmas to Me. Because Avi did leave the group. And Pentatonix album is when is when Avi was still in the group too. Christmas is Here. The first album that does not feature Avi at all as the bass in Pentatonix. It features Matt as the new bass, which came out last year, and it's really good. Witness. I must be the only human being on earth that loves Witness by Katy Perry. Everyone's like, oh, but it flopped. It's like, no. No, it didn't. It was actually pretty good. I don't know what you guys are talking about. And it came out the same couple, 3 years after the Taylor versus Katy feud. The best of Pentatonix Christmas. Pentatonix's latest Christmas album. does feature Avi because it's the best, and they didn't re-record any of their songs, so it does feature Avi on some of these. It's basically a compilation album of the best Pentatonix Christmas songs from PTXmas. That's Christmas to me, a Pentatonix Christmas, and Christmas is here. Pentatonix as the band. Now, I saw them in concert last year. I posted 3 videos of it. They're still up to this day, I think. As long as they're not copyrighted striked, which I don't think they are. Okay. So they're still up to this day. They were pretty good live, and I wish I could go see them. Okay. Handwritten by Shawn Mendes. His debut album is growing on me still. It's not one of my favorites, but it's still growing on me. Katy Perry, the artist. I just really love Katy Perry, everyone. PTX presents Top Pop Volume 1. This is the album that they released to do their tour when I went to go see them. And Matt was in that album because it came out last year. I'll Be Loved 2017. The Love Simon soundtrack. My favorite movie of all time. And it's my all-time favorite soundtrack. Ariana Grande, the artist. We all know I love her. It's all over my channel, but my YouTube channel name's called Ariana Grande Lovers, so of course I had to include her, and it's my favorite artist and songs of the decade. And last but not least is the Charlie's Angels 2019 soundtrack. And the only reason why I'm putting that in there is because Ariana Grande's on it, and she is the executive producer of that album. So that does it for this video. Now I am going to be doing a separate video about all my favorite songs from this year. Just this year. But that may go up next year, or I may not even record it out because there's way too many songs to listen to. Oh, and I forgot a couple albums and artists. So obviously I'm going to include Camila Cabello as an artist, Gabby Hanna as an artist, and Two-Way Mirrors EP by Gabby Hanna. I forgot to include those in here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video for the decade overall. You know, you guys gotta remember that this is my opinion, and opinions are not facts. So if you don't like that, oh well. And yes, I got a new poster on my door. It's Hermione. I just now noticed it was there. I wanted to point it out at the beginning, but I just now noticed it was there. And yes, I still have my wonderful wall. But soon enough, my dad moved back in finally, so he's gonna restart repainting my whole house soon. So I may not post a couple videos for that amount of time. While he's doing my room, but I'll let you guys know. And also, another thing I realized is, starting January 1st, it is a Wednesday, and so January 3rd is a Friday, the week of January 5th, that's the first Sunday in January, is when I'll start doing the weekly videos, not the first week of January, no, because that's only, because if I do, it'll be like a Simon and Brandon chat story video, but not until, like, videos like this, weekly. Until the week of January 5th. I won't have an exact date, I just post weekly. Like, I won't have let's say I'm gonna post Monday and post Friday the week after. I won't have a day of the week where I post, I'll just post once a week. Maybe 2. If I'm in a good mood, 1 or 2 videos a week. But I'll see you guys next year and next decade. Goodbye.